Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Tour de France 23. This is episode 28. We're still at Paris-Nice, which has been an incredibly difficult race, and finally, as things are looking up, we immediately have this ugly, ugly mess. So the tempo of what was an 8-rider breakaway was too high. 3 of us couldn't handle it. I was the third of 3 that was about to get dropped. But then we went over the top of the long, slow, gentle slope. And now, every single time we regain contact, the group is attacking because not everybody's contributing. And so you've got to mix in contribution versus no contribution. I'm trying to force that contribution element here for a bit to get them to back off and stop trying to attack. Overall, a 9th rider did attack. We are 3:16 ahead of the peloton, so that part's easy, but the group is just not cooperating. And now that I have gotten a little bit of work in, maybe they'll stop trying to attack, settle in, work together, and we can finally recover, because we barely made it over the top. And when we should have been going into recovery mode, the strongest 2 or 3 riders decided to part ways with the rest of us, the few of us that had not been contributing. So the group's all split up, but now 8 back together. I've definitely done some leading here. Let's back off and see if somebody else will come through, and hopefully they don't immediately attack this time. It looks like they're not. They're going to take it a little bit easier. This is going to give us a chance to recover a little bit, which we're going to need, because we've got a category 2 coming up here in the next little bit. And this is the first time on 3 attempts in 6 stages that we are actually succeeding in getting off the front. But in the 3 attempts to do that, we barely got any kilometers. We've just about matched or probably exceeded those kilometers by now in this one. For now, though, it's still not a done deal. I mean, we are still struggling to get any sort of recovery right now, and I'm really going to have to kind of manage this firsthand for a while to try to get both the recovery element and the participation element going for the next little bit. We've got a nice little descent coming here before the climb. We're going to need to make the most of that to get a little recovery in. Well, that was the descent. We've already reached the bottom. We're going to turn. We're going to go uphill here in just a moment for this category 2 climb, and my recovery less than half. So that is worrying. We do have our gel, but you can see how badly many of them want to overtake us at the moment, but they're happy to stick on. Pozzovivo has never made it up here. He's still 30 seconds back. We'll save a little bit more for later. Let's hope that's enough to get us up over the top of this thing. Pozzovivo is still trying to make contact. Not too far behind us, especially with the 1 through 8 time being taken off the front rider. He's got to be really close to in contact. Okay, pace is starting to pick up here, but the elevation change is going to ease off a little bit. And there are some points at the top, and I do have the energy. In fact, that recovery that I made has set me up. Has set me up decently. Alright, and now it starts to ease off.
Watch out for him. He's the best puncher in the breakaway.
I'm lightly interested in the points that are here. I'd like to be competitive in the King of the Mountains. Oh, here we go.
He launched the mountain sprint.
We're following for now. They went early. Pozzovivo sits up. Oh, he's tired. He's tired. And that's going to cost us. We're left behind a little bit, but we're going to save this for regaining contact. We don't pick up the points here. Bosenhagen does. Peloton now 5 minutes behind as we pushed on that climb. Pozzovivo 40 seconds back. Still has a chance to gain recovery and get back up here. not too far behind, but it depends on how well he can recover on the descent and how hard we push now once we're off the descent.
He's being distanced.
So Pozzovivo falling back. He's now 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. It's blowing up real fast for him. So he's not going to be seen again. But the 8 of us do continue on. I am contributing regularly now. And okay on the legs. So they're not looking great overall. I'm definitely not going to be sticking around until the end of the stage. But the longer I can stick with these guys, the better chance I have of maybe getting the combativity award at the end of this race, but we only had 22k entering this one. I have no idea who, if any, in this group has already been in breakaways. Trying to stay on Tomas, but that didn't quite work out. Cosnefroid goes over the top first this time, picks up the 5 points. We won't get our gels till the end. There's the group. We are still at 1 minute behind, but ended up with 0 recovery and more climbing to come. I have a feeling we are not going to be seeing that group once again today. I think that was that. That's our kilometers for the day. We do get over 100 of them if we proceed to get into the next 2 stages in the breakaway back to back. We may yet get enough kilometers to get off the front, stay off the front, and get that combativity if we don't see repeat riders. If we are seeing repeat riders, no chance. Absolutely no chance. We're going to get no points for this race. Pozzovivo back to the peloton and straight out the back. That's what could be in store for us. Here comes a moment of recovery. Let's get a little speed up beforehand. Extra momentum over the top will mean extra pace as we go to descend. And as we tuck, we'll get a little more recovery. And we pulled back 10 seconds through here, but we got no recovery whatsoever. So that was it, folks. That was our chance. They're just we were able to aero tuck for 100 meters, and there's our last sight of them off in the distance. Goodbye, breakaway. On to the base of the climb. Peloton's going to make contact any moment. Front group starting to split up as Kuhn goes over the top first. No idea how Tomas has recovered enough to to get a point there, as he had been off the back like I was. He did regain contact, but I never figured he'd be strong enough to contend. Hool has been dropped. And for now, I'm going to allow myself to drift backward, but we do need to make sure we are trying to get to the top without actually getting out the back, so we're going to push a bit harder. We've got a long descent coming, which is a great opportunity to get something back in the legs for the late stages. The key will be to not get dropped in the short term. Well, that did not go according to plan. We had gotten over the top of the climb. There was one little false flat that we needed to navigate. It was only a few kilometers. The tempo was not that high, and we had not much, but we had some energy. It should have been easy enough to get through. A kilometer later, we blow up as I start to speed things up, thinking that, hey, we've got this descent coming. We're going to recover. I don't need to worry about it until the next climb. Oh, no. Acted too soon on that one, trusting the AI. That was terrible. But into recovery now. We are the first group off the back. No more kilometers will be earned today. We got 2 stages to try and do something. Otherwise, we are going to come out of Paris-Nice with 0 points whatsoever. And a real sign of what is to come, meaning the struggles in the hard races. Just getting a check-in. I have 25k to go, but at the front, things are getting much closer to the end. Kung, still off the front. There's 3 riders in that group. Cosnefroid, still off the front. 2 riders in that group. That was the last 5. They have split up. Peloton is 2 minutes behind. We have 3 riders there. I want Lopez to maybe protect Sivakov. Keep an eye on them for a moment. Kung goes over the top first. It's Bosenhagen and Sanchez that are with him. And that's what I was saying earlier. Why is the group called Puzza Vivo when those 3 are all in the group? Okay, they are over the top. That group is shrinking. We're down to 26 here. Vingegaard has attacked the group. Down to just Kung off the front, 30 seconds. Down to 24. Johannessen's still there. 1K. Attack. Kung, Vanderpool, Van Aert. Johannessen takes 4th. Mohoric, Delay, Bardet. I'm just now going over that Cat 2 on my way towards the finish. Kung held on for the win, by the way. So from the breakaway, Stefan Kung is today's stage winner, 21 seconds ahead of the chasing pack. Vanderpool then wins the sprint with Van Aert. And our own man, Johannessen, claims 4th. The last survivor in the break. No idea why Sivakov was so easily dropped when he had plenty of energy left. Why he just simply lost contact. It might have happened just ahead of him. But 28th on the stage, minute 15 lost for him. I lost 20 minutes, finishing 135th on today's stage. For the combativity, I picked up 99 kilometers. That's all I managed to get off the front, with 204 for Kung. Beating him, especially if he had any kilometers previously, is going to be really, really tough. So we'll see where we are in that one. It puts me only at about 120 overall, which means I'm nowhere near the top of the standings. And so in the general classification, Pogačar leads ahead of Evenepoel and Vingegaard. Bardet, Moss, Vlasov, Van Aert, Martinez, Bilbao, and Ben Healy are your top 10. Sivakov and Johannessen are now both in the top 20 at about 7.5 minutes down each. This is hard. This is hard, folks. We are struggling to do much. 4th on the stage is good. 7 points in the KOM from 23 behind Martinez. We're not in contention for the KOM. Points, no contention there. Young rider, Johannessen is 4th. As a team, we're 7th, and that's feels like a miracle as difficult as we're finding it. There's that combativity, and there's one Pichon who has been in a couple breakaways. It looks like Tomas has been in a couple, but not, he's like me, he hasn't earned a ton of kilometers. And then there's that 200, but that means we're like 168 behind, down in 12th place. In fact, I dropped a spot in the combativity standings, ironically, there, as we struggled to keep up with the other breakaway riders. It's not over. There's definitely still hope with 2 stages to go, but I'm getting weaker and weaker stage by stage. It's not looking great, but if we can get an easier next stage with a small group of 3 riders that none of them are above us in these standings, if they're all behind us in these standings, the 3 of us can gain a ton of kilometers, and I could put myself in contention for that combativity still, because I think that's the only award that we have any hopes of getting. First climb of the day, 5K in length. We're working at the front right now. 17 in today's breakaway. And a lot of familiar names, which means we're going to be too far off the back when it comes to those kilometers. As we're now getting to 3K to go, you can see that Martin is here. You have Michael Woods is here. Filippo Ganna is here. It's just insane quality that we can't match with. There's Sanchez again. How is Kung allowed after he won yesterday's stage? I'm not sure how he's allowed to be in the break coming off that win, but I guess he's far enough down. There's Cosnefroid. So lots and lots of familiar names, which means we're nowhere near the combativity standings. Bosenhagen's here again. This is just about survival and maybe hoping that the breakaway gets enough of a cushion that it could hang on for stage honors, and maybe I can get a decent finish on the stage to get some points. It's which means realistically I shouldn't be working. I should be trying to hang on, but I know that they'll attack me if I don't work. Second climb of the day, and we're still at 17 riders. We're at 3 minutes and 45 seconds ahead. I'm not doing much contribution anymore. There's enough riders here that it's easy to kind of sit on. Low point of the valley, Cosnefroid was dropped from the group and is back to the peloton. Peloton's still 2.5 minutes back. I don't think we're going to hang on ahead of them or anything, but a lot of the field, though, really tired at this point. So I think it's time that we have these guys anyway. Gel up. Van Hoek has been dropped.
This is approaching the foot of the Turini.
And Cockard has been dropped. And the peloton is down to 54 riders already. Blue gel.
Before that,
my group's down to 13 now. As guys are losing contact, we're really pushing that peloton just 1 minute behind. Everybody's used up gels except for Sivikov now at the front. Just 29 riders chasing, and we are only to the base of the climb. 13 of us, 28 of them chasing.
The first riders begin the climb of the Col de Turini. The real decider
and the group
of the
immediately
stage.
splits. Big uptick in
1.5
tempo
minutes
did
each,
split
the head of the race
things.
over the favorites.
We're 24 seconds behind it. Peloton's back to within 1 minute. Lopez just got dropped. Johannessen's about to get dropped. As there's just 15 left. Oh, gosh, I'd been looking and I was totally fine. I just blew up, though. There's Sivikov at the back end of the group, so we're going to be watching him from here on out. Pogačar and others have already attacked and left the group behind, but Sivikov is looking awfully weak to be trying to
Breakaway
attack.
is being reeled in. It will
Pogačar is 1, Evenepoel 2nd, Moss 3rd. Sivikov takes 9th. I was not far behind that at all. I thought I wasn't far behind, but I was. Sivikov in 9th at 4:54. I was 24th at 9:24. Lopez 25th, Johannessen 29th, so they lose big time. But Sivikov should be moving up the order here quite a bit. He's got half a minute to the guys behind him. He's got a full minute to guys just a couple spots down on him, so he will be moving up the order. But as for the combativity, I get 145 kilometers off the front today, which was the second longest of anyone. It's going to help, but all those guys around me were guys that had already previously been at a break. So it's going to move me up the standings, but it's not going to help a whole lot. So in the general, Pogačar now leads by more than a minute ahead of Evenepoel, Vingegaard, Moss, Bardet. Sivikov moves up to 13th at 12.5 minutes down, right on the heels of Bilbao. Can still beat Paulus, but cracking the top 10 is not going to be easy. He is in store, at least for a small amount of points. Johannessen is also still in 18th, not too far down. Lopez at 25th. I am 55th, last place for the team, so the entire team's in the top 55. It's just getting into those higher positions where we're used to for the weaker races. KOM still on 7 points. I did not pick up any today. Points were also insufficient. I am 15th on 60. Young rider Johannessen is still 4th, right behind Healy. 1 second down on Healy from getting a podium there. Team classification, we remain 7th, and that's decent, but it's hard to score a whole lot of points from where we're at. There is that combativity where I've climbed now 7th place. 267. Sanchez, Bosenhagen, Kung, Pichon, Martin, Cosnefroid. I am close enough, though, just over 70 out of it, that if none of those guys ahead of me go into that last stage, and Vanderhorn doesn't go into that last stage, Tomas doesn't go into that last stage, that I can, if I'm alone in that break, I can still succeed. We picked up a full 4 points today. That was it. 140 for the season so far. Early stage, Vanderhorn has joined about... I got a head start of about 2 kilometers before anybody joined me. Vanderhorn was only a couple kilometers behind me in those standings. Stuyven, Barguil were not near the top of the standings, so the one to watch out for here is Vanderhorn and not beating us. I believe some of these guys behind us are going to be threats, though, as well. So it's not looking great that we're going to get the combativity at the moment, but it's possible. But outlasting Vanderhorn up here is going to be tricky. 15-kilometer edge on Vanderhorn. At the moment, 7 of us here, 25 chasing. I think Civikov is in that group, and then the peloton is just behind them. Will that group be brought back in? Will it be just the 7 of us? Probably. 2.5K to go till the intermediate sprint. I am leading things out right now, trying to keep that other group at bay. Just 12 seconds. And with 25 riders, it's got to be a bike length or two is all. Just slowly speeding up here. This is really about not getting dropped by the group. I don't care about winning this. Vanderhorn does. Tomas is here. 2 riders attack. Will they back off now? Some of them got reeled in. Now there's 17 of them. And they make contact with us. Now there's 21. But for that combativity stuff, Tomas is behind us, so we are ahead of him and ahead of Vanderhorn. But Pichon has joined the group. Now, I needed 23K without him. I don't know if I got 23K already. I feel like I got quite a bit, though. But he's the one we got to watch out for now in this group. And we are back in the peloton. Here comes the next attack. Smaller group this time, potentially. Vanderhorn is here once again, but I already have that small advantage over him. Tomas is here once again, but I have that small advantage over him. 12 of us at the moment. 2 more trying to escape. I feel like I'm already going to have to use my gel, though, as I am quite tired, and here comes another attack.
He's placing his teammates early on at the head of the peloton.
Current makeup is a group of 7. And I'm best placed in that combativity of the 7. The others that are behind us aren't looking good, but I'm almost out of energy, and I'm not going to make it to the top. Not at this pace, not at this tempo. In fact, I blow up while I'm trying to do the feed. Definitely picked up some kilometers today, but right now it's not looking good. That I'm going to stay away. Peloton's 2:12 back, though, so they decided this was enough. We just can't keep up. If we can recover and get up there, we've still got a small chance. We had a bit of a head start on the kilometers. We were looking good competitively against these other guys in the break until we happened to exhaust our legs first. I'm supposed to have an A for recovery, and we didn't spend a lot of days in the break, but I have no idea what the profile is quite like, but I need to obviously try to recover a bit. I'm a minute ahead of the peloton, but I'm 2 minutes down on that front group. They are all coming together. There's 13 of them now. Oh, and Kung's in that group too. So Kung has made it into the front group. That's not good. That is not good. He's way ahead.
10 years for his first victory as a pro.
Oh, and we don't descend for quite a while. Well, I think we could say goodbye to the combativity award. It looked like a possibility there for a few minutes, but now it's looking quite clearly like we are going to be back in the peloton here in just a moment. And I don't make it over the top of this next climb of the day. I've been dropped by the peloton already, and that's going to make for a long finish to this stage to not get eliminated from the race. It's the final stage, but this is going to be tough the rest of the way here. Okay, no idea what happened with Civikov. The group split up quite a bit. Last 2 breakaway riders are still ahead, but being reeled in now. 24K from the finish. And they're all coming together now. Civikov is Group 7 of Evenepoel over the top of the climb first. That's, I think, the final climb of the day. There's 11 riders there. 3K. 1K. I missed who finished on top. Oh, I'm on that final climb now, though. None of the breakaway guys held on terribly long. Well, two of them did, I guess. Most did not. Sevikov was 19th on the stage. Definitely not good for his position in the standings. Not much hope of improving there. Houle wins the stage ahead of Pogačar, Vingegaard, Moss, Bardet. So last breakaway rider hangs on. Sevikov only 19th, but also only losing a minute 20. So hopefully he'll hang on to at least a decent position. I was very much at the back of the grid. 147th, 27, 33 down on the stage. Johannesson falls to 10th, or at least today anyway, on the young rider classification. I was 12th today. No, we were 12th as a team today. I only picked up 19 kilometers on the combativity. Final standings. Sevikov, 11th. 11th place for him. Pogačar wins. Evenepoel, Vingegaard. It was Roglic in 10th who jumped Sevikov. He did move up 2 spots, actually. Johannesson was 21st. Lopez, 31st. I was 14th in the KOM. Barguil wins that one. Philipsen wins the points classification. Johannesson does keep 4th place. It moves up 1 as Healy drops down the order, but Almeida comes and moves up. 8th in the team classification, and I was 6th in the combativity. No idea how I did not get that 20 additional. That still would have only put me 4th place. Kung takes it ahead of Sanchez, Bosenhagen. Wow. Big races. We got a lot of work to do. That's going to do it for this episode of Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. We do get a medium mountain point. 2 of them. Nice. That's going to help. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.